So let's take a look and see how this really works. Now I have to tell you, I have done what I never tell myself I will do. I have let my email accumulate for 2 days, for 48 hours. Okay. This has been driving me crazy to watch this email pile up and pile up and pile up. But this is my honest to goodness professional inbox. No kidding. This is not cooked up or anything. This is the real inbox that currently has 45 items in it. And I am going to take 5 minutes and zero it out. Ready? Now, I will say this is not totally true. I have removed anything that's to or from students from here to kind of keep privacy, and anything that's a little sensitive, like I'm on our faculty senate. We have kind of a contentious issue brewing right now. So I've eliminated all the stuff all the drama stuff here, but all this is like real email. Okay. So here's how I would zero this out. You ready? You could even do this along the sides. I want to prove to you that this really does work. Okay. All right. I'm going to kind of break my own rules here and go through, and anything that looks like it doesn't matter to me, I'm just going to mark it and get rid of it now. Okay. So on Gmail, I can mark things with an X. So like that doesn't look interesting. No, 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 maybe, no. Yes, definitely. That definitely. This is no. Get the idea? Derek Bruff, I don't know who that guy is. I don't need to know about multi-factor authentication. This I've already dealt with. That's newsletter. That's a newsletter. That's a newsletter. That's a newsletter. There's a lot in your inbox probably that can just be deleted on site. Okay, so I'm going to just go through, and sometimes I mess up with this. Sometimes I end up deleting an email that I kind of wish I hadn't later on. It happens. I try to be good with this, but in Gmail, one of the nice things about Gmail is that you don't actually delete things. They're just archived. So you can still search it. It's still there. Okay. It's just out of sight, out of mind. Anyway, I'm going to go through that one. I don't need to. Esther's my department chair, so I don't want to delete her. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff in here. This feels really good because I'm about to just wipe this stuff out. Let's see. Okay, all the stuff that's marked is almost 100% certain, non-actionable, don't really care about it. So boom, I hit E, it's archived. Now I'm down to 17. Okay. That felt pretty good, right? One thing, if you're in a situation where you have like just a ton of emails in your inbox and you don't know what to do, what I would do first, if it's been longer than a year since you've cleaned out your inbox, go to the stuff that's more than a year old and just delete it. It's like Goodwill, just get rid of it. Okay. The probability that it's pertinent at this point, close to zero, just get rid of it. And then just take a Saturday morning and do what I just did. Okay. You could probably cut your inbox down by a factor of 2, 4, or even 8, possibly. Now, the rest of this, let's see what we got going on here. Division, I am going to actually open emails now. They don't look sensitive, but stuff was coming in as we were talking. Division of Student Affairs newsletter. I don't think so. Let's get rid of that. Training for ALC and DeVos. Okay, now this is a note from our FTLC director that's asking about training. Okay, I need to read this, and it's got some stuff that she wants me to respond to. Okay, and so what is this? It's actionable because I need to read it and respond. It is it's not a multi-step thing. It's not a project. Okay, this is just asking me to read this email and respond. So it's a single step, probably not doable in 2 minutes. Certainly not in the next 2 minutes. I'm giving a talk right now, for goodness sakes. It doesn't really have a deadline on it, and it's to be done by me. So this needs to go in the next actions list. There are a couple of ways you could do this. I could just take my notebook out. I've got a physical paper notebook here, and I could keep a next actions list in it, and I could just write, respond to Christine's email from October 1st. And then I would review that list from time to time and just make sure that I'm getting the things done. It's like a to-do list, but not quite. I use a tool called Trello, and I can actually forward this email directly into what's called an inbox on my Trello board. Okay, and I do that, send it, and then delete it. It's gone, but not really gone, because here's what it looks like on the back end of this. Over here in Trello, Trello is a list making tool, and it does it in this sort of Kanban style boards, and you can see what it looks like for here. And I've got all my next actions arranged here. And here it was, here's the email that showed up. Okay. What I'm not going to talk about today, because I don't have time, is every week I go through and just get things out of this inbox and ask myself, what context is best for this? Is this something I need my computer for? Is this something I do with email? Is this something I need for home? Is this something I need to run an errand for? And so forth. So every Sunday I do this, and I would just say, I'm going to drag that over to the email list there. And now whenever I'm on email, I only look at this one list. Okay. I only focus on what's in the email. In fact, there it is already. Actually, it turns out I've already put that on my next actions list, so I can just delete that from here. Okay. Okay, so it's in the next actions list. Okay, here is one that my friend Dan wants me to reply to this thing. So this is one I could probably do in, well, actually, no, I don't think this takes, I think this takes longer than 2 minutes because I got to look at my calendar to make sure what's available. So I'm going to hit F for forward, send it to my inbox in GTD, and I can pop out the subject and type this in, reply to Dan. Send it, archive it, done. This is information. I don't have to do anything with this because this is a calendar invite that was changed. Okay, this is just heads up, we changed this meeting. Okay, so delete it. I don't need to store it. I don't need to save it. It's already been changed on my calendar. This next one is an agenda for the meeting I'm going to today. It has like a ton of attachments for things that I need to do. I've actually already processed this one earlier, but I wanted to keep it up here because in Gmail, and Damon, you can tell whether this is possible in Outlook. I can click this little button here and simultaneously add all 9 of these to my Google Drive. I've already added them to my Google Drive, so nothing is happening, I guess. I could click this button and choose a folder to where to add these attachments. Okay, so the attachments are saved. This is an email that contains, it's not actionable, but it does contain information that I want to keep. Okay, so I've got a folder set up in my Google Drive called University Academic Senate, and all this stuff gets saved there. I no longer need, I might need the calendar. I might need the Zoom link. That might be helpful. So I'm going to copy that, go to my calendar, and where is it on my calendar? It's right here. And just like you were asking a second ago, oops, I want to edit, not that. Edit this and then drop the Zoom link right in there. Save it. Now I have no use for that. No, just this account. I have no use for that email anymore, right? I've already pulled out the attachments. I've already pulled out the Zoom link, so get rid of it. Okay, so one by one, we're shrinking this down. Now, this is Derek and says, this is just, info from Derek. Okay, don't really need it. I've already got the Zoom link, so bye-bye, Derek. This one is a link for an upcoming department meeting. Okay, so what is this? This has got a link in it. It's got some documents to look at. I am going to, that's actionable because I need to look at this stuff, and it's got a deadline on it, interestingly enough. So I am, because the meeting is on October 4th. So I'm going to go to October, let's say 3rd, and put a little reminder here to tell me to read the stuff for the meeting. That's real specific, right? But whatever. And then I'm going to actually archive this because then I can go back and it's like, well, what meeting? I can just go search it up later. I don't really need to do this. Actually, no, I want to show you one last thing here that I think I need to hand this over to Damon. About labeling. So I'm going to pull this back up here and I'm going to attach this is something that I could archive this and search it up later, but I actually have set up a number of labels over here. And these are the Gmail analog of Outlook folders. So when Damon talks in a second, you can talk about moving things out of the inbox and into a folder. So I have a label for math department. So I'm going to just label that with math department. I don't think there's a more particular label that I need. No, that's good enough. And then take it out of the inbox. It is there, and I can go to math department and find it, but it is no longer in the inbox. There it is, but it's not in the inbox any longer. Okay, this one. Okay, I probably need to do that, but not right now, and there's no deadline on it really to speak of. I actually didn't give a deadline on this, so I'm going to forward this into my next actions list. Oops, not that one, it's GTD. Okay, I won't keep going on and on with this, but you can see if I were not actually talking through every stage of the process, this is like a bang, 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 bang process. Okay, I could most of the time. In fact, every afternoon at 4:30, I stop work and I take 30 minutes to zero out all my inboxes. Okay, through this process, this loop, I'm just going through that flow chart over and over again and asking myself, is it actionable? Is it a single step or a multi-step? Uh, I don't think I need this any longer. There. Um, and all those questions that are on the clarity loop, okay, which you can find again on the notes back here. Uh, every item in my inbox takes roughly a minute on average to process. So 30 emails, 30 minutes. It's pretty easy. And I go home every night with an empty inbox. And it allows me to, even though my sleep, as we were talking before, is not the greatest, apparently, it does allow me to kind of not think about email. And not even subconsciously am I thinking about email. It has zero footprint on my brain or in my heart or wherever you want to think of it as being. Okay, so let me go back to my slides here. I kind of wish I had gotten all the way through, but this, like I said, talking through it lengthens the time. I really believe that everybody that's out there watching this is completely capable of handling that clarity loop, and you will feel so much better about what you're doing, and especially about what you're not doing if you do this. Okay, to have like a really full and purposeful, work and life existence, you have to be comfortable not only with what you're doing, but also with what you're not doing at any given moment. And I'm not thinking about email. I mean, when I go home, it's all about making dinner, playing music, hanging out with my kids, going for a walk. And I don't want any presence whatsoever of email. The only way to do that is to just get on top of it and have control. What I have not talked about today is how to actually do the work that's on the next actions list. Okay, that's a whole nother thing there, but you can find some links to some blog posts that I've written about how you actually execute when it's time to really do work using a next actions list, how often to review all this stuff, and then, of course, anything about Outlook, because I'm not the expert, Damon is. Okay, so that's it for me. I know this was in some ways is kind of quite short. You may have a lot of questions at this point, but I want to encourage you. This is totally possible. This is something that you all can do. Let me stop sharing here. This is so I can have your faces back for a second. This is something that all of you can do that makes a real impact on the amount of overwhelm you feel, the amount of disorientation you might feel. I mean, this is something that can really move the needle on this, that doesn't require, many years and lots of retirements by somebody else to make it happen. This is, so I encourage you to get control of it. It's a habit, just like any habit, like flossing or whatever. You got to kind of make yourself do it for a while, but then it becomes like, how did I ever live without this, honestly? And I just want to encourage you to kind of pick it up and give it a try, even this weekend. Sit down for 2 or 3 hours. You got the game on TV or whatever, and just sit down with your email and just knock out 50 of them, if nothing else. And thanks for your attention. I'm going to hang out and see what Damon has to say here, because I want to learn some more about Outlook myself. But again, if you have any questions, please, you got my all my contact info. I am very happy to talk about this with a willing audience, or even an unwilling audience for that matter.